Hello everyone, we're studying compound interest and today we'll see some problems based on amount, rate, time, compound interest and principal. So like I said, we will see some numericals on relations between amount, principal, rate, time and compound interest. Let's see the first question. If rupees 5,120 is invested at a compound interest rate of 6.1/4% per annum, then find, the first one is to find the amount after 2 years. Okay, so time is 2 years. And the second question is, we have to find the interest earned in 2 years. Even here the time is 2 years. Let us see how to solve it. First, we have to write down what is given in the question. Principal is given 5,120. Rate also is mentioned 6.1/4%. And nth value, that is the time, that is 2 years. Okay, so let us continue solving this problem. We'll be using the formula of amount, where amount is equal to principal into 1 plus r/100 to the power n, that is time. We'll just replace the values. Okay, now rate is 6.1/4%. When we simplify 6.1/4%, we will get it as 25/4%. So we'll be using this fraction 25/4% in place of rate r. So we'll just replace this value here. And time is 2 years. So this is what we get after replacing the values. Let us solve it further. Let me explain to you how to solve the values present inside the bracket. I have been explaining to you, but again I wish to explain so that you understand it much better. 1 plus 25/4/100. Okay, so 1 plus 25/4/100, when there is no denominator, by default we take it as 1. That's why I have written there as 100/1. So I will rewrite it again. 1 plus 25/4. Okay, now what will happen? The denominator here will be reciprocal, right? 100/1 will change to 1/100. So let me directly multiply it. 25/4 into 1/100. You're noticing, right? The denominator is reciprocal. And when we cancel it, 25 ones are 25 and 25 fours are 100. So ultimately we'll be getting it as 1 plus 1/16, right? 4 fours are 16. So this is what we have got till now. The value of 1 plus 25/4/100 is 1 plus 1/16. So we'll just replace this value with the values present inside the bracket. And time is 2 years. I hope you have understood till here. Let us continue solving this problem. Now let me help you understand how to solve 1 plus 1/16. You know it well, but I would like to help you again to understand it. 1, by default we take the denominator as 1. LCM would be 16. 1 into 16 is 16, so even the numerator will multiply with 16 and we get it as 16, plus 16 into 1 is the LCM 16, so same 1 will multiply with the numerator, getting 1. 16 plus 1 is 17 divided by 16. So the value that we have got after simplifying 1 plus 1/16 is 17/16. We'll just replace the values here. 17/16 to the power 2. Okay, we'll solve it further. Now you see here that 17 by 16 is whole square. That means we have to multiply it 2 times, or if you know the square of 17 and 16, that is much better. Into 17 square is how much? If you remember the squares, 17 square will be how much? 17 square is 289. And I hope you remember the square of 16. The square of 16 is 256. Okay, if you do not know the squares, it's very important that you memorize it. And when you simplify it, 256 into 20 would be 5120. Alright, so we get amount as 20 into 289. And when you multiply it, we will get it as rupees 5780. So this is the amount that we have got, rupees 5780. And therefore the amount after 2 years is rupees 5780. I hope you have understood till here. There is a second question in this. We also have to find the interest earned, and I hope you remember the formula to find interest, right? Amount minus principal. We have found the amount, so we'll just replace the values. 5780 is the amount, minus the principal that is given in the question is 5120. So when you subtract principal from amount, we will get the interest earned as rupees 660. So 660 rupees is the interest earned. Okay, this is the answer for the second part of the question. And the first part of the question was to find amount after 2 years. I hope you have understood till here. Let's see the second question. A sum of money becomes rupees 4056 in 2 years at a compound interest rate of 4% per annum. What do we have to find? We have to find the sum of money at the beginning. Okay, and we also have to find the interest generated, how much interest is generated. I hope you understand the question. Let us see how to solve this problem. The first thing is we have to write down what is given in the question so that it is much easier for us to solve it further. Amount is given, right? That is 4056. Rate is given, that is 4% per annum. And time is also mentioned, right? 2 years. Time is mentioned as 2 years. So what do we have to find? We have to find the sum or the principal. We do not know it, so we will just assume it to be P, right? Let the sum of the money at the beginning equals P. That is principal or the sum of money. Using the formula of amount, you should be memorizing this formula, right? We'll just replace the values that is given in the question. Amount is given, that is 4056. And time is mentioned as 2 years. So this is what we get after replacing the values. I will again help you to understand how to solve 1 plus 4 by 100 LCM method, right? By default, the denominator is 1, LCM is 100. 1 into 100 is 100, and 100 will multiply with the numerator's value, that is 1. We get it as 100, plus 100 into 1 is 100, and 4 into 1 is 4. So when we add these two, we get it as 104 by 100, right? So when we add 100 plus 4, we get 104 by 100. We can simplify this, and when we simplify the values of 104 divided by 100, we will get it as 26 by 25. Okay, 26 by 25. We can do it by cancelling it with 4. So we'll just replace the values here. The value of 1 plus 4 by 100 that we found is 26 by 25. That's what we have replaced here. Now what is the next important step? We have to make principal the subject. So therefore principal is equal to rupees 4056, right? Principal is equal to 4056, and the rule of maths that you remember, I have mentioned it before, the multiplication, when you move it to the other side it will change to division, but if it is a fraction, multiplication, when you move it to the other side of equal sign, what is going to happen? That fraction will have to be reciprocal. That's what we will do here, right? 26 by 25 is moved to the other side of equal sign because we are making P as the subject, right? Principal as the subject. And so we are writing it as 25 by 26 to the power 2. Okay, so we will solve it further. 4056 into, now again, if you remember the squares, it will be much easier for you to solve. The square of 25 is 625, and the square of 26 is how much? Do you remember it? I think you can remember it, right? If you have not, you just write it down in your notebook and memorize it every day. So square of 26 is 676, and when you simplify it, 676 into 6 will be 4056. Okay, I have directly simplified it. You can use the smaller numbers to calculate it. You will still get the same value. 6 into 625 will be how much? After you multiply these two values, you will get principal as rupees 3750. Therefore, the sum of money at the beginning was how much? Rupees 3750. Now we have a second question to solve here. We also have to find out interest, and the formula to find interest is amount minus principal. So we subtract principal from amount, and after we subtract it, we will get the answer as rupees 306. So 306 rupees is the interest generated. I hope you have understood this problem too. Let us see question number 3. In how many years? Now here we have to find time. In how many years will a sum of rupees 1200 amount to rupees 1323 at the compound interest rate of 5% per annum? Okay, I hope you have understood the question. Let us see how to solve it. We have to write down what is given in the question. What's given? The sum is given, right? The principal, that is 1200 rupees. And what else is given? Amount is mentioned, that is rupees 1323, and rate is given, that is 5%. So what do we have to find? We have to find the value of n using the formula of amount. Amount is equal to principal into 1 plus r by 100 to the power n, that is time. Now concentrate in this solution, okay, because we are going to find the value of the root. We'll just replace the values here. So n is what we have to find. We have the values for all the others, amount, principal and rate, but we have to find the value of n. Okay, let us solve 1 plus 5 by 100. Let's see how much will we be getting. We can simplify 5 by 100. When we simplify it, we get it as 1 plus 1 by 20. Right, 1 plus 1 by 20. Okay, so 1 plus 1 by 20 is the value after we have calculated 1 plus 5 by 100. We have simplified it. Now what do we have to do is, the nth value is with the bracket 1 plus 5 by 100. So what we will do is, we will make this whole bracket with the nth value as the subject. Okay, 1 plus 1 by 20 to the power n, we have to make this as the subject. Little by little we have to separate it. The nth value is with the values present in the bracket, so we cannot directly remove it. So we will make this whole set of bracket and the root as the subject. 1 plus 1 by 20 to the power n as the subject equals 1323. And you remember, when we move the multiplication to the other side of equal sign, it becomes a denominator. That's why 1200 has changed into the denominator part. Okay, I hope you have understood till here. If not, then you can just go back through the video and see this part again. Okay, now what we'll do is, let us simplify 1 plus 1 by 20. Okay, by default the denominator is 1, the LCM value will be 20. 1 into 20 is 20, so the 20 will be multiplied with the numerator, that will be 20, plus 20 into 1 is 20, and that 1 is multiplied with the numerator. And when we simplify it further, we get it as 21 by 20. Okay, 21 by 20. We are getting closer to the answer. We'll just replace the values here. The value that we have got after simplifying 1 plus 1 by 20 is 21 by 20. So we'll just write it down there, 21 by 20 to the power n equals to 1323 divided by 1200. I think we can simplify this, right? You can just try it in your rough. Whenever you think that you can simplify or make the fraction more smaller, you can try it in your rough. So I think we can do it, right? We can cancel it by using the value 3. 3 400s are 1200, 3 4s are 12, 3 4s are 12, and 3 1s are 3. Right? So we have got it as 441 divided by 400. This is after simplifying it or making the fraction more smaller. 441 by 400. So we'll just write this value 441 by 400. Okay, now this is the value of, after we have simplified 1323 by 1200. So we have just replaced that value here, 441 by 400. Now we can simplify this. Right, and how can we simplify it? I think these are squares, right? Squares of some numbers. 441 is the square of 21 and 400 is the square of 20. Now you know why it's so important to keep in mind the squares and to memorize the squares, right? Now you see the root value is 2 after we have calculated 441 by 400. Okay, so the nth value is equal to 2. That is, time is equal to 2. Right, I hope you have understood this. N is equal to 2. We don't have to simplify it any further. We just have to find the value of n. And here we have found that n is equal to 2. Therefore, required number of years is 2 years. N is equal to 2. Okay, now what I'll do is, let me just erase the center part here, 441 by 400. Then you can probably understand it much better, right? This 441 by 400 is solved as 21 by 20 whole square. I'm just erasing the center part of this solution here. That was 441 by 400. Now you can understand it much better. I think 21 by 20 to the power n is equal to 21 by 20 to the power 2. So now you see that n is equal to 2, right? And therefore required number of years is 2 years. So this is the answer. I hope you have understood this. Keep learning, keep practicing, and go back through the video. You will understand it much better.